One person, not two people.
Welcome to another episode of You Don't Say. As promised, we did say we'll be bringing the ladies.
Yes, you said it right this time.
No, not females. The ladies. I got schooled on that. My name is Tapelo Luduma.
And my name is Busiso Mzolo, aka Siso Styles. Right. And we have two beautiful ladies. Can you guys please introduce yourselves? The camera's that way.
Yeah,
the camera's
hey
that
guys,
way.
my name is Charmaine.
Hello, I'm Karaba.
Yeah. What do you do, Charmaine?
Yo, lots of things. I'm the marketing manager for Ogilvy, South Africa. Yeah.
Wow.
And Karabo?
Oh, I am the social media manager for Black Brain Pictures.
Hey, we are amongst the people. Do I introduce the topic?
Introduce the topic.
So we're continuing from last week's series where we were talking about effective leadership.
Yeah.
So defining effective leadership in the context of your home, your community, and your respective professions. You know, we're trying to recapture the essence of true leadership. You know, so maybe to start off, maybe you guys give us like a brief definition of how would you define leadership?
What is leadership?
What is leadership to you guys?
Sure. I'll let you go first, girl.
Well, the quickest thing that comes to my brain would be when you say leadership would be the person that wears the pants.
All right.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah, it would be the
love how
person
you
that
said
wears
it.
the pants.
Wears the
So
pants.
it can either, like I know you said community and whatever, but it can either be, you know, like in relationships, being friendships and so on. But, you know, I will safely use wearing the pants as a stronger way of saying what leadership is, I think.
Cool.
Solid.
So for me, I think when I think leadership, I think vision. So I think for me, a leader is a person who carries the vision, which I think probably works very nicely or is a similar analogy to wearing the pants. For me, it's that person who sees into the future and who is carrying or chooses to carry the weight of what it takes to be able to achieve what the future looks like. So that's leadership for me.
Dope. Yeah. Are you guys leading in any capacity?
My life.
Yeah. Okay. Are you leading people?
Are you leading at home?
Are you-
Are you leading? Maybe you have a club. Maybe you play netball, chess club or something. I don't know.
Sure.
But yes, yeah, people still play netball.
Okay.
So yeah, do you have any capacity in which you are leading?
Wow. Okay. Maybe if I use a work context, where in my role there's an expectation for me as the custodian of a big organization and a well-known organization, you know, to look after that brand. So I think there's an element of leadership that comes with that for the people that I work with and the people that I report into. So I think off the top of my head, that's probably one area in my life where I feel I am leading. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And you, Karabs?
Pretty much the same if we're say in work, but because I'm part of a running club for Adidas, so my basic job is to be a booster, so to set the pace and to lead a person to run in a certain pace or to achieve their goal and so on. So that's pretty much the same, but there's no reporting. Yes, there's no reporting. The only reporting is your personal best. So so it's pretty much in that area, which is very exciting.
Are there any challenges that you guys maybe come across whereby you find you guys are leading as women? Do you guys feel like you have to prove yourself more compared to your male counterparts?
Sure. Yes.
For the same recognition and reward?
Definitely. I have to say yes. I think it's almost the natural state of things is as a woman, you always find yourself having to overcompensate sometimes just to get the same accolades that your male counterpart would have. So, for example, for me, I do feel like I'm constantly having to prove my intelligence more. I'm constantly having to prove that my capabilities more. I'm constantly having to show that, okay, there's more beyond what you see. There's a brain, there is a vision, there is an idea, there is a plan, so I do feel like definitely as a woman, I'm constantly having to prove myself a little bit more in comparison to the male counterpart.
Very true.
Very true.
And to add on to that, and unfortunately, I'm sorry to bring race into this,
Yeah.
but sometimes you obviously the woman, right? And then comes being a black woman. And
absolutely.
then comes the fact of your age. So you're now fighting your black man. And then after fighting the black man, you're fighting the white man. And then you're fighting the world. So it's not just, just being a woman and wanting to, be heard or whatever, or to show that, hey, look, I'm strong or whatever the case is. But you're constantly fighting for your whole life, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So-
what you're doing.
I really love how you said that. So with that, your challenges, how do you protect yourself, right? From being better. Yes, you say you have all these barriers that you have to go through before someone recognizes you as a person. How do you protect yourself, number one, from all that belittling? And then how do you then balance that out, like, so that you don't have to be bitter? Because I feel, I'm gonna say this. I mean, there's extreme feminism. Now it's like, I don't know if it's a real thing, but I call it extreme feminism, where now the ladies.
You caught Karabo's attention. Yeah.
Like what?
Feminism comes from a good place because you want equality, balance,
Yes.
right? But now there's that extreme part of it where women are angry and everything that they do is based on anger, but no more on recognize me. But it's like, I'm angry, I want to prove to. So how do you sort of protect yourself, number one? And then how do you then like woosa so that tomorrow you come out positive, not negative? Or as an extreme feminist, or just come out like, okay, Charmaine and Karabo, what's up? So that you don't be angry. I don't know if it makes sense. Do I make
Yeah,
sense?
no,
Yes.
it
How
does.
do you do that? How do you balance that out?
Okay, so for me, I feel like it boils down to being self-aware and self-acceptance. And also, I think once you're self-aware, you are more aware to what's around you, to your surroundings. You are more real with what's going on around you. So if I know this is who I am, this is what I can and cannot do, I love myself as I am, and I'm not going to change myself for anybody else. It makes it easier for me to walk into a place and then, yes, girl.
Yes.
To walk into a place and then you're undermining me because you think because I'm a woman, I'm under a certain age, I look a certain way, I can't do something. It's fine. I'm going to show you. Relax yourself, Okay. So I really feel...
SK, say something. Say something.
He's not even listening now. Depth. Ayikho. Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like and in turn that stops you from being bitter because you're able to just look past all the shade, There's always going to be reason for shade, especially as a woman. I mean, women and women shade, a man throwing shade, your elders throwing shade. It's always going to be there. But if you're confident and comfortable with who you are, you just have a peace about you that's unshakable, regardless of what's happening. And you can keep your eyes on the prize, keep yourself clued up to the vision and just do what you have to do.
It's beautiful.
That's actually very true.
Kira.
And I think the greatest threat or anything, especially also in business or whatever the case is that when you're aware as a woman, and I think it's the biggest threat because it's like, okay, wait, sister girl, I'm now shouting at you and you're not even flinching.
Exactly.
And you see, so majority of the time it's like you want a reaction out of me. And because I'm aware and I'm like, you know what, I'm chilled, I know I'm a tomboy and I do this. You're not going to force anything onto me because I'm just going to... I know this is me. I can't do that, and that's it. If you don't like it, then that's your baby.
Yeah.
So majority of this whole thing, I think it has to do with, self-awareness and being aware and being comfortable with who you are. A lot of self-love. And I know it's a very cliche, but you really got to love yourself in order to, be composed and balanced. Like, I mean, once your peace is messed with, trust me, there's nothing you can do. When someone messes with your peace, there's nothing else you can do. So that's what you just have to do. But there's also another thing. So I was also in a very sticky situation once, work stuff and so on. And my brother said to me, he was like, Karabo, listen, do they want you to be an angry black girl? And I'm like, essentially, yes. And he was like, then give it to them. Give them the angry black girl. Give them what they think you are. As long as, yes, you know that you're not angry, but they want you to be angry and they want to have a reason to say, yeah, Karabo solo, because she's angry and she's black. Do it. That's it. Sometimes you just give it to them. They want you to be angry. Be angry.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Maybe, So maybe shifting just a little, just to add on what he was saying when he was talking about extreme feminism. I hope I don't get myself into trouble with this one. Wait,
Don't be scared.
yeah.
Just go. Just go.
Should
just
I go?
Just go.
I've had conversations with friends and colleagues around modern day feminism, and the idea that I get is that women they're done. We're done trying to talk to you guys, trying to reach a certain resolution where we can work together. We sort of like now we're doing our own thing. It's to the extreme now. And whenever I get that idea, then I would question, so you guys have no intention of helping us unlearn certain habits. So you saying basically we're wiping off the image of man in society. So there's no hope and confidence in and yo, I can always see the guys look at me like they gonna drag you.
You feel it from
I just want to hear. Let me just shift this one to you.
Hashtag.
Are you guys done? Are you not trying to like have any conversation with us? Bottom line, trash.
Wait, just to add.
Just to help him.
I mean, just to save your brother over there.
No, I'm just asking.
Just to save your brother over there.
No, maybe I'm trying to maybe put this in a container. Hashtag future is female.
Yes.
That thing.
Yeah.
What does that mean? What is like hashtag future is female or female whatever? Yeah, that hashtag. What does it mean?
So I actually have a hashtag, future is female top.
Yes.
And when I wear it, for me, I'm saying that the future is balanced.
Yes.
Wow.
So the future, I'm wearing half of it. I am half of it. That's what it means to me. So I'm just now shifting attention from men to, hey, there's actually women. But I'm all about balance. So that's what that hashtag means to me.
K-Rab?
Oh, thanks. You didn't call me KB. Punch you.
K-Rab.
It does come with balance, and you know what, you guys are really just touching my heart here, because I really just want to speak about all these things. And when you say future is really female, it's really got nothing to do with, you know, the hierarchy of certain things, or you can do this, you can't do that. I mean, quickly in my brain, what has just come up was that you know, in America, when I think it was Uncle Sam with that photo or picture of that and then there's a reverse one, I think, of the woman that's got her arm like this in that little
Duke,
yes. So that's what I thought of. So essentially, we're just saying that, hey, look, as much as there's man and there's woman, we're all here, and let's just be fair. Be fair. You know, we're human beings at most. We're human beings first, and then comes gender or whatever the case is. But first, we're human beings, and that is it. Let us treat each other as one. And when we say future is female, and that is that. But the question is, why do Janes get pinched? Or why do they feel some sort of way when now we rock up wearing t-shirts saying future is female, and then you're just like, oh, why are you guys wearing those t-shirts?
And all of a sudden you're burning bras because you're wearing hashtag.
You know, and why do you guys automatically think that we're angry? I mean, we're just like, you know, listen, we're here and we're celebrating it.
Exactly. And I think you touch on something powerful there. It's just now the focus has shifted. It's now about celebrating ourselves as opposed to seeking validation from men.
Yes.
That's now where we are.
Yeah.
Just like at the party. I know I read some tweet, some guy was angry because he was like, why do girls get to a party and dance on each other? And it's just like, but girls love doing that. We love like twerking on our friends and stuff, which is, you know, it's showing that, look, there's that sister stuff from what we never used to have, that because there were guys involved that made us fight with each other. And now we're like, hey,
let's just twerk on each other.
Hey,
we got this.
And that's just it.
Hashtag twerk on each other.
Okay, yeah.
Can I just go? I don't know if I'm going ahead. Last year, is it last year or 2016? 2016, I think. President Trump versus Hillary Clinton, and then this year was President Cyril Ramaphosa and Zuma. How do you feel about that? Like, I don't know. How do you?
I feel like Hillary should have won. I think. Not necessarily because I think she was a stronger candidate. I'll be presuming a lot. But I just feel like we are at a time where we need some form of change. Like, you know, Mugabe, the way he left, it doesn't matter who's coming in. Just that pivotal moment where things shift. Okay. I think we're there. So that's how I feel about that. But sadly, we're stuck with Trump.
Sure. And then President Cyril, ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa and Mam Zuma. Mezuma.
Yeah. No, that one. You can have
It
that
was
one.
very close, by the way. Very
No,
close.
yes, it was very close. And I will speak on, and I know someone in the office, they were like, oh, you need to be more in politics. Anyways, this was going to come up, and I was going to be like, But with that one, I will say, look, as much as I'll say in our country, I really do think that it's not about, a woman or a man or whatever, but I just really think that we need a better leader in all aspects and facets of this country. That we just really need a better leader, and that is it. Like, I mean, I'd also like to buy sneakers and stuff for, like, at min money, as opposed to, the dollar and the rand being whatever the case is. Well, now that the dollar is very weak. But I'd also love to, have fun in our country, and that's just it.
Okay, sorted. Let me ask, because I also believe that leadership should be gender neutral. Brother, give me a break. I do honestly. I think people need to lead out of their own lives. So rather than social classes and positions and all that. So maybe the question would be defining the right principles of an effective leader, whether man or woman, and maybe following that, maybe you mentioned integrity. I think integrity and honesty is one of them. And I was reading somewhere that actually women who are in leadership positions actually have a higher level of integrity and honesty compared to men. How do you, just your view on that?
Which article is that?
Brother, I'll give you.
We have the source.
I do have the source. I'll share it.
Don't mention
Yeah,
the
sure,
source.
yeah,
Don't mention the
yeah,
source.
but-
They're not paying us. They're
Yeah,
not paying
yeah,
us.
yeah. From a point of principles, what's your views on that?
Sure. So I think principles, I'm assuming qualities of a leader, traits of a leader.
Yeah.
I think humility for me is very central to leadership, because the leadership journey is not mapped in a certain way. There are no step 1, step 2, and then, there's this, step 3, step 4, there's that. It is a very turbulent, but I think beautiful journey, where you have an opportunity to make an impact. And the only way you can walk that journey, I feel, is if you're a humble person, because with that comes too much is given, much is required. So with the gift of, yes.
It's a scripture.
With the gift of leadership, I think for me, humility is central. You need to find thyself, hold thyself as you walk thy path, as you're leading other people. That's pretty much how I envision.
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah. Grabs?
K-rap.
K-rap. Okay, so retweet.
No, yes, it's a retweet.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Read. But yes, I do agree with her that it has to, it's about the person that you are more than anything. It's about, the person that you are. And I will say it also comes from what you've been taught at home. Like if your mom says to you, yes, you're not married to this guy, exactly.
Exactly.
I was also going there. I was about to start
But
yeah,
it's essentially that, the human in you.
Yeah.
Yes, the nice person, everything. Never mind what you've gone through, whatever, but the nice person in you to just come out and shine through, and that is it.
Yeah, so can I go in?
You guys
Go
have been
in,
waiting
it's
for
fine.
how do
Go
we
in.
get to
Yo,
this
man, I'm
question?
a family man, I'm a family man, I
Yeah.
value family.
Bachelor family man, but I don't know how that
Brother.
works. But it's fine. Yeah.
I was not born on an island, right? I have a family.
All right.
Yeah, I value family, bro. So I believe that family is the greatest test of leadership, and this is my own view. People might have a different view on this. I feel like if you fail to lead your family, we shouldn't even be considering you to lead.
No, that's true.
Other communities.
That's true. I believe that as well.
Maybe the guys are shaking their heads. They don't believe that.
They look serious
Yeah, they
now.
look very serious.
You're just
So,
like, after this,
maybe-
won't get
They were supposed to be sitting here. You wanted to be part of the show, but they
do
didn't
you
want
feel
to.
that someone who fails their family from a leadership point of view, from managing their homes, should be in a position of leadership in other spaces?
To speak blankly, yes. I believe that if we are in a partnership, as in man and wife, woman and woman, whatever your cup of coffee looks like, if we're in that, if you cannot lead me, you have got no business going to lead other people into a whole lot of mess, because what are we breeding? You get what I'm saying? So for me, if you're going out into society, put your house in order, because you're just going to replicate what you're doing within your house.
Yes.
Put your house in order.
Put your house in order. So I personally, I can't follow a man who you can't lead me. Your house is a mess, and you
What are you
can't
going to
shape
say?
the
Drew, why are
path.
you shaking your head?
Drew,
Why are you shaking your head?
Do you want to say something? I'll allow you. Here's a mic, bro. Come close.
Quickly run.
Quickly run, bro. Okay, cool. Yeah.
I find it very difficult. I find it very difficult, and particularly because there's a respect element that's there, especially when you're speaking about the home. And for me, I'm drilling down to the unionship or the companionship between man and woman, or woman and woman, or man and man. At that point, if I can't respect you, I can't follow you, and I, as a person, I cannot support you on the outside. Basically, you're faking it.
Yes.
What you're doing outside is fake, because if you, with the one person who you have committed your life to or given yourself to, cannot lead and be truly who you are,
I mean,
Go by. Go by.
bad.
K-Rap. Come
So-
on, K-Rap. Come on, K-Rap.
That's my view.
yeah.
Sure.
And moving also from, man and woman and so on, it's the same thing with parents as well. That if at home, if my mom lets me sleep without eating, but outside she's preaching,
Yo.
oh my God, my kids have what. And it's just like, but ma, wa maka.
Yeah.
That sort of a thing. So yes, in all essence, it needs to start here first. And I know when they say charity begins at home, it does actually, everything begins here.
Yeah.
And then only you can take it outside and be like, hey, go forth and do whatever. But everything starts here.
Yeah.
And that is that.
Yo. Wow. Thank you so much. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay. I think Svu mentioned something last week. Unfortunately, you guys didn't see that episode. Where he talked about. Do you want to just touch on that again? He said something about not being sure where they're going. So at the moment, he doesn't have a sensible idea of where he's taking his home.
Oh, Sbuzi Galala.
Yeah.
He said, oh yes, he got married, right? And then he's married. So he was expected, there were certain expectations, like to say you're the dude, so you must make like major decisions. And he said he didn't know that. And then I asked him, like, where are you, like, what is the, did I say vision?
Vision, yeah.
Like, what is the vision? Where are you taking your family? And he said, no, not that he doesn't know where he's taking his family, but I asked him, how is it to lead? Like, what is the template? Like, what would you say to someone who's just got married? And he said, like, he doesn't know what he would say. So, I just recapped on that.
I was looking forward to this session where I would obviously ask you as women, would you ever consider being with someone long-term commitment if there was no noble perception of the future where you guys are going together?
No, not that the brother does not.
No. He
has a
he has a vision, but
Yes.
it triggered something. It triggered something, and I wanted to ask you: would you ever be with someone who doesn't have a vision of where you guys are going? Yeah, go, Karaz,
Go, girl.
So in the beginning, I just wish that as much as churches and certain family homes or so on, they preach a woman being honyala, you need to do this and this and this. I wish there were certain classes that they have for women, for men as well. Because I come from a home where they said to me, Karabo, when your husband wants tea, you must bring this, a pirinki and everything and all of that stuff. And now when I ask him for something, he's going to be like, but I don't know that. So I just wish that it started from there and then only it will, ripple into us being together. Because now I'm going to be like, oh, wow. Who am I with? Because you don't know the basic things of looking after the next person, let alone looking after yourself. Like, then I'm going to fuck you for a pulp.
Yeah.
So I just wish that it started there. But unfortunately, if it doesn't start there, then as the guy, if you have strong male figures around you, or whoever that you can like learn from, or see all of this coming from, then you should learn from there, or you should take that from there and then move forward with it. But unfortunately, you can't say to a woman, would you want to be with a person that doesn't have vision? We're all not born with vision. Vision sort of comes from where you come from. So again, it will go back to your home, that if I can see that you're a man that cannot buy bread, but you're sleeping at my house for 3 days, then then there's a problem. But then again, it's up to the woman. Unfortunately, we'll always be the mother figure or the teacher to a man, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we will always be that figure, and we will have to teach you. So it's up to the woman again to be like, yo, do I want to teach this boy to become a man?
Exactly.
That's it.
Boy.
Exactly.
No, boy.
That's it. Sure. I can't go where there's no direction, hey? To be honest. I think, would you go where you don't know at a certain stage in your life? For me, it really is that simple. Would you work in a job where they're like, come and work, career growth, we'll see how it goes, bonus, we're gonna see, increase, relax, man, don't worry, just work? Are you gonna work in that kind of an environment? So for me, I can't, where there's no vision and there's no sense of direction. And not even for me, what you're saying is for yourself. You don't even value yourself enough to dare to dream. A vision is not a guarantee. It's just the willingness to let your mind be open to say, how far can I stretch myself as a person? And the moment you do that, you'll be amazed what magic you can do. So I feel like for me to be with someone like that, again, it boils down to, I will not be able to respect you. And two, you're going to set me back, because I come from a background where I chose to be a dreamer. It might not necessarily have been, in my surroundings. It's something that I got exposed to, like she was saying. And I was like, but there are women out there who are doing big things, who have got families, who are taking over the world, who are still balanced. I want to be that. So I cannot align myself with somebody who is not equally yoked, if I can say that.
Sure. Equally yoked. Yeah, I got that.
Wow.
Yeah. We're not saying Gala doesn't have a vision.
No.
Just a disclaimer out there. Yeah,
we just took something.
From that.
I'm paraphrasing.
That man is a leader.
Buddha.
That man is a leader. I look up to him. Yeah, I look up to him. So shout outs. Closing remarks. I don't know what you. Man, it's just a lot that I took out of this. Thanks, guys.
So I think, I don't know, is it a question? But nonetheless, what I asked last week, from the gentleman was, is the youth, young adults, whichever you want to call it, are we ready to lead? Are we ready for tomorrow? Because our leaders are getting older, and do you think, in terms of the mood, the atmosphere of young people right now, are we ready to take over? Yes, take over. And secondly, because women are really coming into their place, rightfully so, how would you advise a young lady? Because you guys are already somewhere moving along. So how would you advise the ones that are coming behind you as to how to treat other people, how to carry yourself as a lady, like especially in leadership? So number one would be, do you think we're ready to lead as young people, the atmosphere right now, And then number two, maybe leading to the younger ones, like how would you tell them, say, this is how you do this, don't do that, do that?
So I think that, yes, we've got a generation that's following that is definitely ready to lead. And I say that because look at social media. It's full of influencers. It's full of people who are speaking out about issues. We're living in an exciting time, man, where young people have realized their power within them and they're harnessing it. Some incorrectly. It's a case of refinement and fixing here and there. But in comparison to when I was 21, 22, 23, I didn't have that much of a voice in society, in my home, just where on social media I can be there and I'm just letting my thoughts out. Even now I'm still like, can I say this? Can I say that? But if I look at the people following, I definitely think that they are ready to lead. I think, obviously with some mentorship and guidance, but they're in a far better position and they've got the resources and the accessibility, and there are just certain barriers that have now been broken. Not all of them, but some of them have now been broken, giving people the opportunity and the gap to say, step in and step out and be the best you can be. So yeah, that's answer number one. And then number two, what would I say? So I've got a whole lot of siblings, and a good bunch of them. Like, hey man, I'm like, daddy, stop.
With the blacks.
And all of them are young. I'm like the oldest girl in my entire family. So dad's uncles, dad's brothers, sisters, I'm the oldest girl. And I always say to them, the one thing that I can say to you is, child, be true to yourself. The moment you are true to yourself, whether you're a lesbian, whether you are, confused, whether you are broken, whether you are Jehovah's Witness, whatever, be true to that, because it's the first step in the right direction. That's when you can, step into a position of leadership. That's when you've got something to give. That's when you embrace your whole journey, with love and acceptance. And I feel like that's what it's about. When you embrace that you've got something to give, leadership is about serving. And until you've accepted yourself and you can serve yourself right, there's no serving you can do to another person. So that's what I always say to my siblings. I'm like, do you. Hashtag do you, be true to yourself.
Yeah. K-Rap. K-Rap, let's go.
Retweet.
I think yes, we are. And I say that with, a number of reasons. In saying that, look, I think now also I'll again say as the, the black creatives and black people and so on, the young ones, we're all about, look, I want to do this for myself. Therefore, hey, you're a videographer. You can do this, you can do that. Let's put it together. Let's make money. So, but if we've already got that mindset of, look, I know that my homies and my friends have such and such skills, we can put this together and we can start our own thing.
Exactly.
And from there we go, we've got an agency. And there we go, we're winning glories, we're winning all these things. Yes, we're doing all these things. And yes, again, social media has played a very big part. I mean, look, if the amount of times is, hey guys, I'm going for an interview tomorrow, please help me with this. Or hey, I need a job, please help me with this. And there's a lot of people helping each other. So I really do think that we're getting somewhere, but I just wish that it was also translated into the real life, that whenever we do see each other at parties, just because I retweet you and I know your handle or whatever, I just wish at parties we can
there be love?
It's the same, not just online, but same in real life. So yes, we're in the right direction. And I'm the last born.
Lucky you, girl.
Yeah, I'm the last born, but my brother's got a child and she's turning 5 this year. So her and I are like the best of mates, even though she doesn't think that I'm older than her, but that's okay. But what I say to her all the time is, Akani, you need to know your name. You need to know who you are. You need to know who you come from. You need to know your surname. Yes, we may never know, the trail of where our surname, comes from, but you need to know those things. And when you stand up, you need to say it with your chest. When they say, hey, what's your name? My name is Akani. Don't say, my name is Connie. You need to say it with your damn chest.
Yeah.
And that is it. And with everything that you say, you need to say it with your chest. And even if, you tremble and you shake and you do all these things, but you still need to say it.
Yeah.
You need to speak whatever is in your brain. If your brain says, hey, look, F you right now, say it, and that is it, and you stand by it. And that is it. You just need to say it with your chest. Everything and anything, say it with your chest, and don't back down. That's it.
Word.
Yeah. Woo!
Yes,
Man,
honey.
thank you guys.
Thank you
I feel like
guys.
chest pumping you right now.
Yeah. But
It was
shout
really
outs, man.
beautiful.
And
Yo.
that's a wrap. That's it, man. After all that.
Right,
It's
ladies,
a
thank you
wrap.
so much, Shamin.
Thank you.
Os Shamin, Oscar Rabo.
Thank
I like
you.
to say that. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your inputs. And pardon? We wanted to give you a mic. You don't want to say anything. So really, thank you guys. This is third episode. We really would like to check out your comments. Dude, what's our Twitter handle? I don't know our Twitter handle.
Yeah.
Just read the description. Something will pop up over here. But yeah, we're on Twitter. You don't say _TS. We would really appreciate your comments. Of course, like Facebook, Instagram. Yeah, the whole works. And yeah, we out. Cue in the music.
Things-